Hello and welcome to the channel. This is the third part in the series looking at the journey into Warhammer 40k with the Recruit Edition, and in this part we're looking at what I did with the Necrons. So on screen at the moment you can see how the paint job has come out. In the set you get one Royal Warden on screen at the moment, 10 Warriors and 3 Scarab Swarms. I didn't pick a particular dynasty. As with the Silver Templars in part 2, I took inspiration from another site online for the paint job, and that was the Tale of Painters site, which is a great resource and well worth checking out, and one of the painting tutorials from Garfi, I believe it was, on his Necrons. I will say it was a struggle to paint these. I did hit a point halfway through where I was making so many mistakes and having to redo them. It was quite a grind, but at the end I finally got them complete, and although I'm not that happy with the final paint job, it is quite pleasing and rewarding to see them complete and finished, and the set done. So it was a grind, but as I can testify, it is worth digging in and completing, even if it's not particularly enjoyable when you're doing it, because it's quite rewarding at the end to look back and finally see what you've accomplished. So overall I am really pleased now looking back at these. So with those painted, that's the Recruit box set complete, and you can see on screen the contents of the box set now gone from unassembled to assembled to fully painted, and I'm quite pleased, like I say, with the end result. I learnt loads of things going through and doing them, and I'm looking forward to going on painting on the next project, whatever that may be. So now they're complete, I think it's time to look at the first mission in the Recruit Edition. And for this we'll be needing 5 Necron Warriors and 3 of the Assault Intercessors as shown on screen. So on screen now you can see the data card for the Assault Intercessor squad, and coming up is the Necron squad, Necron Warriors, and this gives you all the information you need to know how to move, shoot and wound in the game. And now we're looking at how the first mission is set up. Victory conditions are as follows: that if all of the Assault Intercessors are destroyed before making it to the other side of the board, the Necron player wins. If one Assault Intercessor escapes, the battle is drawn. And if 2 or more Assault Intercessors escape the ambush, the Space Marine player has won. So on screen we can see that it's the Necrons who move first, who take their turn first, and they move first. On screen also shows you what the Necrons are looking to roll to hit, to wound, and if they do wound, what the Primaris need to roll to make a saving throw. So I'm marking the dice of the character shooting and who their target is, and I will now roll. So unsuccessful with the first Necron. Moving to the second, who makes the hit, rolls for the wound, makes the wound. So the Space Marine has to make a saving roll, 3+, which he does. So moving on to the third Necron. Makes the hit and wounds, so yet another saving throw for the same Marine, who makes it again. Switch now to the target, to this middle Marine. That Necron missed, and finally the miss from the last Necron. So switching over to the Primaris, who basically just want to run off the other edge of the board. So they're going to move, hopefully in as much of a straight line as I can make, So the Primaris make their move. The second Primaris is actually going to forego the shooting phase and make an advance, and rolled a 5, so that was a good advance of the second Marine there. Shooting at the warriors, so make the hit and make the wound, so the Necron now must save on a 4+ and fails, so he's the first casualty of the game and is removed from play. And the last Marine to shoot, as the second one made the advance, hits, rolls to wound, and doesn't wound, and play goes back to the Necrons, who have now made their move. Essentially trying to hold up as much as they can the straight running Marines across the board, and hoping now to just shoot this one who's got a clear path. So hit, doesn't wound. And hit, and again makes the wound, so the Marine has to save, makes his 3+. Moving on to the third Necron, still keeping at that same Marine because he is the one who's going to have the clear run. As you can see, it's still in range for the Gulf's Flare, and makes the hit and rolls to wound and makes the wound. So yet another saving throw for the Marine, and he makes his 3+. And the final Necron to shoot misses, so back to the Marines and make their move. And again I'm going to go the shooting for this first Marine and make an advance of 1. And I'll move the other Marines, as you can see. So shooting from the second one missed, shooting from the third one hits. Does he wound? He does. Then this Necron has to make a 4+ and fails, so he is removed as he only has 1 wound. So back to the Necron, and they move again, just try and block as much as they can, shooting at this Marine trying to run across the edge. And the hit fails to wound. Fails to hit. Fails to hit. So there we can see that the Marine has advanced, moved in advance, and has made it to the table edge, so that Marine has made across. At this stage it's pretty much looking a lost cause for the Necrons, to be honest. So that Marine is trying to make a clear path, and they go on to the fight phase. Sorry, the shoot phase. Hits and wounds, so Necron must save, and does with a 5+. So the final Marine is going to shoot at, I think I swap it so I shoot at the one closest to the Marine who's nearing the edge of the table. See if I can clear him, which I don't, I miss. So the Necrons now move, again trying to block as much as they can this Marine who's advancing, because in the first mission there is no close combat, you can't enter the 1-inch engagement zone of any model. And so I move the other warrior. So the first attack from the Necron hits, and it wounds. So again, this Marine is making another save, and he does. He hasn't failed one of his saves at all. And a miss from that Necron to the final Necron. And he fails to hit. So the Marine makes his move and uses an advance and makes it off the table edge. And that is the end of the game. As the Marines have got 2 off the table edge, they win the game. So that was victory for the Space Marines, the Silver Templars, and there we go. That was my journey from unboxing to assembly to painting for the first roll of the dice. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.